warming is one dangerous factor affecting the millions. Global warming is increasing every day, becoming more and more treacherous and irreversible. It is our responsibility as inhabitants of this planet to keep it alive and striving. And for decades, humanity has failed. In this speech, I would like to discuss what global warming is, the causes and effects of global warming, and how we can stop it. The first steps to you all becoming an expert on global warming is to first understand what global warming really is. As many people know, global warming is an environmental issue. However, throughout time, it has slowly become a social issue as well. Here's how. Global warming is a social issue because small farmers will be hit the hardest. Higher temperatures will result in changes in production patterns in addition to a change in precipitation patterns which threaten crops, which also threaten their income. This is where I relate to the most because we are from a small town as well where everybody is dependent on the crops. Rural and urban poor people are also hit very hard as a result of climate change. It is hard for these people to prepare for the natural disasters that global warming causes, such as earthquakes, flooding, and droughts that would change their entire life. In some cases, communities will be forced to relocate due to the rise of the sea level because of global warming. According to HuffPost, in 2015, Fiji's village relocated 1 kilometer inland due to seawater beginning to flood the villagers' homes. Now that you are somewhat familiar with what kind of global warming really is, it is vital for you to understand the causes of global warming. One of the biggest causes of global warming is climate change. Climate change is a global environmental issue which concerns everyone in everyday life. The reasons that underlie global warming is divided into two main categories: natural and humanity. Little do people know, but climate change has actually been gradually changing over the years due to the changes of the intensity of the sunlight. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide are also very important. These gases, like carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, can be made by both nature and by own human activity. Another important gas that affects climate change is methane. We use this gas for heat, however, it is produced in great amounts in the environment. It is said that methane catches heat 20 times better than carbon dioxide. Last but not least, volcanoes are a huge contributor to global warming. Misner and Brauer describe how dangerous volcanoes are to the environment and our atmosphere. Humanity is the other terrible cause of global warming. These reasons are not so diverse because almost all of them are related to industry. Industrialization is very closely related to the use of fossil fuels, which increases the carbon dioxide output in the atmosphere. The use of cattle on farms is also very harmful to the planet because manure is an excellent source of methane. Last but not least, deforestation has caused huge amounts of carbon dioxide to be released into the atmosphere. Because plants absorb carbon dioxide, the last thing humanity needs to be doing is destroying them. Now that you are aware of the causes of global warming, it is important to know the many different ways our planet is dying. Global warming can cause a variety of hazardous consequences, including but not limited to: the most obvious and self-explanatory effect of global warming is temperature change. As we now know, temperature change is a result from pollution and urbanization. According to Sustainable Cities and Society, Lashhouse City, the second largest city in northwest China, was chosen as a case study of how urbanization and pollution has caused an unnatural temperature curve that started way back in 1993. As we learned at the beginning of the speech, farmers are also affected by global warming due to temperature change. The rise in temperature and precipitation make growing crops and making a living very difficult to do in a small town, which is where many people are from. Small communities rely on stable temperature conditions in order to keep their town running. Acid is another harmful effect caused by global warming that can cause severe harm to communities around the world where air pollution is so intense that people cannot walk outside. According to The Economics of Global Warming by William R. Klein, benefits of limited global warming are estimated for agriculture, forestry, species loss, and sea level rise, which means less relocation in overpopulated areas, electricity demand, air pollution, water supply, and so many more. It is our job and responsibility to take care of the planet we live on. Many will ask, well, how can I help? And here's how. Because almost every human in America drive cars to and from work and to and from the store every day, and that those cars produce the most hazardous amounts of carbon dioxide, it makes sense that that is where to start. The carbon dioxide is not an effect of driving the car, but instead is the effect of the fossil fuels being burnt to run the car. According to ISSPIT, International Symposium on Signal Processing and Information Technology, electric vehicles will be the future of world transformation. This article states that it would be a breakthrough for efficient energy harnessing, conservation, and smooth energy transformation. In addition to powering your transportation, power your home with renewable energy. By choosing a utility company that generates at least half its power from solar or wind has been certified by Green E Energy. Also, by limiting your use of heat and air conditioning, you can eliminate almost half of your energy home use. Last but not least, speak up. The biggest way you can help make an impact on global climate change is by doing just that. By talking to your friends and family or by sharing on social media, you can spread the word, bringing more people towards the cause. In conclusion, the world is slowly being eroded away due to global warming. Humanity, industrialization, and deforestation are all affecting species population, communities, and the atmosphere, and it desperately needs to change. We are currently living in a dying world, and many of the end-of-the-world movies are slowly becoming a scary reality. We desperately need to unite together and put an end to the increase of global warming and hopefully heal our unrepairable planet.
You get going too fast.